What's poppin'? Welcome back to FNS Podcast. We here with, like, I guess you're going to say this is a special episode. We doing this a little bootleg style because I was told not to bring the laptop.
Oh, my goodness.
I was told not to bring the laptop.
Hey, look.
My poor husband was told not to bring the laptop because, why?
I told him that, because of the other company that we had up in the mix, I wouldn't bank on being able to have another show going on. Because at first I was told we were celebrating the anniversary.
But Matt's supposed to stay ready, so you ain't got to get ready.
Leave him alone.
Wow.
He watched the basketball game.
Yeah.
Right?
And Josh did say, you could bring the stuff.
No, he told me to bring... No, you're right.
I told him that he can bring it, but just don't bank on it happening.
You did, and you decided to bring a cell phone and 2 mics.
Hey,
Did I bring something? Did I bring... This worked on the boat, didn't it?
But we had to get ready.
You had 4 mics on the boat.
You did. Weird, because you literally just X'd us out.
I didn't X y'all. Are we on the show? At the same time?
Barely. It's me and Andre on the show, barely.
Y'all on the show right now.
Barely. Are we on the show, Andre?
I don't know.
Exactly.
I think your voice is being transmitted through the microphone. Which means,
I don't know.
you know what I mean? I didn't know. I was following instructions. First,
Obviously not.
First,
You
if
were
y'all
told
listen,
to bring this stuff.
first on the show, I was told we was gonna be locked upstairs with the door closed. That's what I was.
You're
that's what I heard.
adding
That's what I was
extra
told.
stuff. Nobody ever
And then
said that.
when we got in the car, I asked him, I said, you got the stuff? Yeah.
No, I said I got
He had the stuff for
the
them.
emergency stuff.
You did not say, I said, man, you got the stuff? I said, you got all the stuff? And when you got in the car, you said, yeah.
Listen, the whole
He had the
point
stuff for
is
them.
we able to do something. We able to transmit our voice onto a microphone into a recording device that is able to get
It's always
uploaded.
an excuse.
No, this is a fact. This isn't an excuse.
Listen, look, did y'all like the chicken?
The chicken was
It was
good.
delicious.
Josh, you made that?
Yeah.
Okay, it was spicy. It was good and everything.
Spicier than the mother plucker.
It was good. It was good. I didn't need no hot sauce or nothing
Y'all
like
thought
that.
it was spicy?
You did. It was spicy, but yeah, like Matt said, you ain't need no hot sauce.
No, it was good.
Eat it.
It was good.
Josh
it was
made
fire.
chicken, you guys,
It was fire.
Well, look,
and it was fire. It was really good.
I just wanted to make sure everybody was happy about the food. That's
No, it was good.
Very good.
It
I
was
think we had a
good.
great dinner.
Yeah, we did.
Andrea made cheesecake. So that was really good, actually.
When the next time you gonna bake some cookies, Andrea? How about that?
Yeah,
When the next
because-
time you gonna
hold
make
on,
some
because
chocolate chip
you know
cookies?
Never enough.
No, it's always enough.
because my husband do not eat cheesecake.
No.
He ain't making
I ain't
no cookies.
complain. I just wanna know.
So we all got slices except for him.
It's not my fault he doesn't eat cheesecake.
That's fine. I respect it. So
That's
I
all right.
respect.
She made a whole cake and
Friends.
y'all about to take one to the crib.
I'm not even gonna be able to eat it.
No, it's for my mom's thing tomorrow.
Oh,
Right.
I ain't know that part. I thought that this was for y'all.
No, it's not.
Oh, you don't get filled in on no info, huh?
No, I
That
don't get
doesn't
it.
eat that
It's for a
anyways.
game night. Sorry, for some friends.
Oh, okay.
Sorry.
Yeah, I'm too plain for that. What kind of cake is that? What type of
It's a
exotic
coconut
cake is
cake.
that?
Coconut cake. It's like a coconut vanilla cake.
Yeah, the coconut shavings and all that. Yeah, nah.
It's good though. You would like it.
No, I don't like coconut cake. I mean, I like
You
regular.
don't even know that you don't.
I do know because my mom like coconut. I can't stand coconuts. It tastes crazy. I do like coconut water though. But coconut water tastes, it got like this sweetness to it. I don't know. I can't explain it. But
So what's your favorite cake?
what you mean is my favorite cake?
Yeah, what's your favorite cake?
Superman ice cream with plain vanilla.
Okay. What's y'all's?
That's not a cake.
It is a
You
cake.
like Superman
No,
ice
hold
cream?
on. It's a slices of vanilla cake with some Superman ice cream in it. It is cake.
So vanilla cake.
No, with Superman ice cream
That's
added.
ice cream.
Yeah, but see, you
She
eat.
said, "What's your favorite cake?"
He likes the combination.
Yeah, I need the 1-2
It's
punch.
not cake.
It is.
It's ice cream.
Now let's get to this.
You like plain cake? Okay.
All right, so let's get to this.
Let's get to this.
Let's get to this.
Let's
So
get to-
everybody know. Well, I would think most of the community knows about the whole Shannon Sharpe stuff.
Yeah, Shannon Sharpe.
Yeah, Shannon Sharpe coming out, stepping down from ESPN.
Or he getting fired.
No, he
No.
said he was just taking a break.
Whatever. And when you got a good legal team with that workout stuff behind the scenes, we gonna let you go ahead and say you stepping down, okay? Because
He's just taking a break.
when you got a good legal team that you pay money for, they talk to their legal team and like, listen, we gonna write up this statement. We gonna say you stepping down to look good for your brand. You know what I'm saying? To look good for your brand, we gonna say you stepping down. We all know we knew he was up out of there once them details came out.
So you think he's coming back?
No.
I don't know, because it all depends on what Stephen A. Smith say.
I don't think he coming back.
Okay,
Because
so what do y'all think about that?
Because Stephen A. Because like so I sent you that link where Mace was talking about.
Yeah, I
that
seen
thing.
that.
So what do you think about that?
I think that's kind of funny business from
That
Stephen A.
Has he not been funny? Has he not been funny?
Well, I mean, I can't expect funny people to start acting different.
Right, so he been this way. So what's the? We know we brought him. We know he got him on some like it wasn't no genuine. It was like you gonna bring ratings. It wasn't like that. He rocked with him for real. Cause Shannon Sharpe was on ESPN before years ago a few times. I know you remember that when he'd fill in sometimes. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Very seldom. He wasn't as good as he is now, Polish, but she showed up a few times.
See, but the thing is, when there was another case going on with another celebrity, Stephen A. was like, "Well, I wasn't there, so I can't."
My Hove.
Yeah, but
Well,
then,
Hove got juice.
But then now with Shannon Sharpe, he wasn't there neither. But he's just like,
yeah. But would you say Stephen A. Smith could be a hater a little bit?
He should have just absolutely, but I don't understand the reason why he even said something in the first place. He has he been really the only one who said something?
No, everybody say something about that.
No, on ESPN out of Shannon
Well, they're not gonna
Sharpe's-
say nothing.
Out of Shannon Sharpe's peers on ESPN, Stephen
who
A.
else would be expected to say something?
Well, why is Stephen A. saying something?
Because he the head of the show, I guess.
There's no reason for him to say.
He the one that brought Shannon Sharpe on, so it's
okay,
like,
so what? He could have just shut his mouth.
he could have, but
There's nothing wrong with shutting up.
I mean, look, I feel you and I understand what you're saying,
Give me some water.
but it's like,
Some water.
I don't know, man. Stephen A. to me is like
Cornball.
he's a puppet.
And then didn't he give at least 2 statements on that Shannon Sharpe situation?
I only heard one, so I can't say for sure.
Was it 1 or 2, Matt?
He talked so much. I don't know.
He just shouldn't have said nothing. He should have said like a blanket statement. Like, you know what? Let's hear how it all plays out in court. You know, I feel like we need to get the facts first. Let's hear how it all plays out in court. You know, Shannon's decided to take a little break, and we're going to respect his decision at ESPN.
See, but my thing is, if Shannon comes out of this, innocent to a degree, is Stephen A. going to fight for him to make sure he gets his job back?
No. Nope, because
It almost reminds me of the Kyrie situation where LeBron ran his mouth and said something, but then later on tried to backtrack after, the backlash stopped and Kyrie was starting to get some,
what Bron say? I don't remember that.
I'm not familiar with that, so I
the
don't
whole,
know what Bron said.
like that whole situation with Kyrie with that documentary that came out.
I know you're talking about. I don't remember much about it. I know something about it.
I don't remember.
He was like, what did they say? He was like racist or, against Jews or whatever. And then LeBron said something about it. Remember that? LeBron had spoke on it, and then he tried to backtrack.
I can't say that I remember LeBron saying anything.
He just should have shut up.
I'm not saying you false in that aspect.
There was no reason. Nobody said, let's hear what LeBron has to say. Nobody said, let's hear what Stephen A. has to say about Shannon Sharpe. This dude came and just spoke his 2 cents. Nobody asked for it.
Don't nobody ask for half the things he says. But I'm just
had to do is put out a statement.
I don't know the
That's
context of
literally
how
it.
that interview came
All
out.
ESPN had to do was put out a statement. Heck, Stephen A. could have just put out a statement. But for you to go on air and to say that on camera, that's some sucker stuff.
We all know that. Now, so what is y'all thoughts? I want to know the ladies' thoughts about this age gap.
Yeah, because Shannon Sharpe's supposed to be like 56.
He close to 60, okay? Just say it is what it is.
Close to 60, and he messing around with
If you was 30 messing with a 19-year-old, that's crazy. So let's just keep all that in context. I want to know the ladies'
If
thoughts
she
about
don't
this.
know how to pull her weight or take care of you,
She don't.
you know what I'm
She's
saying?
19.
Take care of you when it's most needed. It don't matter what age she is.
I don't think
you
that's
don't
what
need
he
to
was
have
looking
that.
for, though.
What? See,
But the age thing for me, she's legal, so I feel like nobody should say anything about that. But I don't like it either.
Was it an actual relationship, though, or was it just
There's
physical?
2 years they kind of talk.
allegedly, this is the problem.
And hold on, what was she doing? OnlyFans the entire time they was together?
I don't know, but probably. But allegedly,
That's kind of weird.
allegedly is this.
So you let your girl do OnlyFans?
Allegedly is this. She got upset after that Michelle video came out because I guess from what they was saying with these text messages, he said if I'm still messing with you around your birthday, either hers or his, I'm paraphrasing, you could take the IUD out because she wanted a baby from him, which is nothing but security. That's because why
He's
would
stupid for saying
why would you want to Shannon? Why would you want to even get her? Why?
That's gross.
Why? And why?
Gross.
Okay.
He's literally old enough to be her grandfather.
Facts. But so you don't have no issue with being late 50s, messing with a 19-year-old?
Well, hold up now. They both was on the show
No,
saying that
it is
they
a
could go
problem.
50.
I'm also almost 40. So if I'm going 50, that ain't that much older. It's not like it's a whole lot older than me.
Who could go 50?
I'm not gonna go 50 at
said-
19.
You both said it, but
Then I would date
sorry.
somebody that was 50?
I'm
Yes.
sorry.
I never said that.
Yes, you did.
Yes, you
You
know I
said
did
you
not.
did.
Yes,
You
you
said
know I
it
did
depends
not.
on how they look.
yes, you did.
No,
said
you
the-
I
definitely
never
said
that.
I
Yes,
was
you
the
did.
one that was spazzing out on that. Remember
I
that?
never
I was the
said
one
that.
that was spazzing
did
out on
say
that.
that.
I was
never
like,
said that.
No, we
Yes,
not gonna
you-
get that
Okay,
piece in the
hold on.
name.
I got a question. Would y'all go 50?
heck no.
Would.
We know.
Shippy, come on, man. You gonna let Andre?
I ain't worried about all that. It ain't about nothing. You know what I'm saying? I know what I said. You know what I mean?
I know I would.
I
We know he likes older
I
women.
stand 10 toes down in mine. You know
My
what I mean?
joint stay the same, man. 5 years above, 5 years below. That's my cushion.
Never said
Because
I would
Josh
date
like,
somebody
I don't want to bury my wife, but things happen. So anything can happen at any
Yeah,
given
but
time.
yeah, you right. You right about that. But
So
I ain't trying to speed up the process neither.
So Nia Long.
No, I'ma always,
Sanaa Lathan?
I'ma always respect them as like
No, Sanaa Lathan.
How old is Sanaa Lathan?
Because
in
she's
her
supposed to be
50s.
your girl.
How old is Sanaa
She's in
Lathan?
her 50s, man.
Oh, she in her 50s? No, she auntie, man. She auntie. I ain't messing with
Get
that.
outta here. You
Listen.
had to double check.
Listen,
How old
man.
is she? Hold on.
Listen.
Wait, hold
I'm
on.
not tripping. As long as you take care of yourself, you healthy and all that, you good. Hey,
Look, man.
Hey, black don't crack.
Didn't,
so
you were the
that's
same
all
person that said you would get with Meryl Streep. So
what's wrong with Meryl Streep? What's wrong
Exactly.
with
Sanaa Lathan is 53.
it's like 70.
Yeah, see, no, I ain't
But
doing that.
guess
She
what?
about
I'm
20
not-
years older.
that? But guess what? I'm not 19 either.
I'm sorry, don't some of these 20-year-olds look 50?
Listen, look.
I'm
at
just
the
asking
end
you a
of the
question.
day,
Answer it.
at the end of the day,
Don't some of these answer the question, Josh? Don't some
knowledge
of
is
these,
power. Okay?
Don't some of these 20-year-olds, if we going on looks, don't some
But
of these 20-year-olds
I'm getting Euro steps with this. Is it creepy? Is there? Do you feel like there's any predatorial behavior here?
Oh, absolutely. It's completely
Yeah, I will.
predatorial
That's
and
gross.
grooming.
Because
It's
I
just
don't.
legal
The
predatorial.
whole thing is I don't agree with.
So my question is, I'm sorry to cut you
no,
off.
you good.
Oh, go ahead.
How old is too old for your age difference? For
Fam,
an age difference.
That's
How old
obvious.
is too old?
That's obvious.
How old is too old?
I think. Would you say if she was 35, would that be too young, or is that Or would you look? How would you look at that?
I personally wouldn't do that because you still got 20 years or so plus. But I wouldn't do that. Like I wouldn't. I mean, like that's just something for me though.
But I'm saying though, 35-year-old woman with him.
35-year-old with what? How old is Shannon Sharpe?
Like 57 or
He's
something.
56.
56.
Yeah.
So 35 years old.
So that's 21 years old. You a whole adult older than me.
But she's grown and seasoned herself.
You a whole adult older.
I could stomach 35 and 55 than 19 and 50.
Yes, I'm
Yeah,
saying.
of course you can.
You 5 years from 40. You know what I mean? You grown. You grown. So
Of course you can, but at the end of the day, you still a whole.
now would you view this? Okay, so let me ask you this. Okay, so 57 and 19 look crazy on his part. What are you doing now? If it's 35, what? Oh, okay, yeah, it's crazy because that's because the NIL. So it's saying 106 players filed for the 2025 NBA draft, the lowest in 10 years. That's NIL. That's all that is.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
So would you look at the girl a certain way? If she 35 dating a 57-year-old man that's rich, would you look at like, oh, she wants his money? Or would you look at Shannon Sharpe crazy if she 35?
That's exactly what he wants.
No, because I feel like at that age, y'all both
35,
into y'all
you're
careers. Y'all
established.
pretty. Yeah, I know.
You got your
35
career,
is
most
fine with
likely.
me, but 19, there's
Right, so
there's nothing established with a 19-year-old.
yeah, so
I mean,
Nothing.
at what age does it not matter the age gaps at all?
that's my question.
50 and 70.
She's talking. I feel like once you start
When
hitting
you're
your
both senior
30s,
citizens.
I feel like once you start hitting your 30s, then I don't think it's.
You wide open with
I'm
it.
still not dating somebody 50.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
We got footage.
I've never said I would date
so let
somebody
me ask you this.
old.
Different.
Show me the tape.
So let me ask you this, and hold on,
Man,
let me ask you this.
Show me
you know the
the tape.
episode.
No, you-
I need you to crop
you
that.
said-
I need you to
Show
make
me
that
the
a
tape.
short and send it.
Show me the tape.
so I
because
gotta
you
find it.
said
Sitting over
I
talking
would
about-
date
I got-
somebody
No,
50 years
because
old.
you were sitting over here talking about there's some good looking 50-year-old men
Facts,
out there.
both of y'all. Now listen.
Yes.
There
Now
are.
let me ask you this.
Like
Let me ask-
Method Man?
Can I ask you this?
Morris
Can I
Chestnut.
ask you this? Can I ask you this?
Go
Let me ask you
ahead
this.
then.
Let me ask you this. So this brother right here. Let me ask you this question, real quick. So my man's in shape. He 50, but look probably 35. His bank endless. I could take you on all the trips. We can go on 4 vacations a year. 4 seasonal vacations. We could take one in January. Take one in the summer. All that. We could. Nah, you 50.
You said all I care about is vacation.
No. Josh said that. Now.
Oh,
He said. Josh said that. You can.
that sounds terrible.
You like, yeah. Vacation to get.
I said that if you want to get her, you need to get her with a trip.
That's why I mentioned that. So
book the trip.
now, I'm not saying that's all you care about, but that's your weakness, the vacations. That's your weakness. You know that. We all know that. So, my man's on point. Josh not in the picture. You not. She don't know you, brother. She's single. My man's.
R.I.P. Flowers in the
It's
grave.
killing Andrea. She ain't going to 3 countries this year.
Country. We hit any country you want.
She's like, dang, I'm
Any
just
country.
like,
We can spend a month there. Per. You 50. That's you 50. Yeah, is that what you gonna say?
How old am I?
Your age now.
I'm 32.
Yeah, so that's crazy. Yeah,
That's
you think
old.
we all old?
No, we're.
Yeah,
Speak
we
for
are.
yourself.
Yeah, we are.
Speak for yourself.
You 1
Speak
year.
for yourself.
You 1 year away from Scotty's jersey. You about to be 30, you 32, you about to be 33 soon.
No,
you aunt age.
I'm about to be
You are
32.
auntie age now.
I'm about.
You
to be
are
32.
auntie age. Just accept it.
She already
Wait a
auntie.
minute.
You know what I'm saying?
She already auntie.
I
She
can still
already
have
auntie.
a kid and it be fully
You
healthy.
got 2
I'm not a
nephews and 1 niece.
gestational.
You also can still have a kid that's like preteen. though.
Listen, at the end of the day, guess what? Every day we wake up, we're older. Just accept it. No one is vampires
I'm
in here.
not
So at the end of the day,
denying the fact
you
that
are
I'm
an
getting
auntie.
older,
And
but
he
don't
said
put
you are
me
an
as
auntie.
like I'm old.
Listen, we are in the same
No,
age
we're
group.
not.
The only
We
reason
are
why
in
he-
different generations.
We are not different
Yes, we
generations.
are.
He brought that up because you was on tape.
Hold on. What year were you born? Wait,
93.
93.
we're both millennials, honey.
We're
I
not
know
no
that.
different
So we're not
generation.
You're not Generation
You
X?
can't be. Hold on. You cannot.
Like, what are you talking about?
Generation
You know what I'm
X.
saying? Like,
Generation X is 1980.
listen,
Like,
you
that's the cutoff?
listen, man,
Yes.
listen.
She gonna say we
A
not
couple
the same
blinks,
generation, but
a
we-
couple
No, I know me
blinks,
and Lil Sharon
and a
the
couple
same
blinks. You're gonna be
I'm
like,
only
oh,
1 year younger than him.
and a couple blinks.
Never mind.
Listen, listen. This the thing with the old jokes. Should I be in a coffin
fact.
in the ground, or is it a crime to get old? It's not my fault that I'm still alive. Is it a problem that I'm still alive? You know what I mean? Like,
should I be dead?
no, I mean, I'm
should
saying.
should I be
So
collecting?
accept the fact that you're
Should I
alive.
be
That's
collecting
good.
dust?
Good.
Should I be
I'm
getting
just saying I'm
maggots?
closer to
we
30
just-
than I am to
mean, look,
40.
Right. So
Even if you look at this in basketball terms, you got dudes that's in the NBA and you got dudes in the Big Three. What's the dudes in the Big Three supposed to do?
right.
Big salary gap.
Oh, so it's all about money.
Yeah.
I'm just saying. You
Now
know what's the
listen.
difference between the big three and the
So
NBA?
now listen.
It's a big difference.
So you
And
was
the big
thinking
three is washed.
you was thinking
Is you taking them trips?
you was thinking my man's come
Is
to
you
you.
taking them trips?
He come to you 4 trips.
I got a side question.
All right, what you got?
It's unrelated.
Okay.
Should a man put weave in their hair to get braids?
That was a way field.
Yeah, that's really
Is that
different.
gay?
That's real. Is it gay?
Jimmy Butler do it. He right now live
I'm
on
not
the
saying
airwaves.
that
Are you
is gay.
sure Jimmy Butler has weave? in
Pull
his
up
hair?
his hair. Are you serious?
Are you? He really do?
Jimmy Butler has the braids that match the team jersey.
Listen, look, I'm not saying that it means you gay, but like,
Is it?
are you asking me should men be doing this?
No,
or
I'm saying it like, would you be like that? Look at it as funny,
I'm gonna say this.
like that. He got the cornrows.
I knew a kid in high school that got weave put in his hair so we can have braids.
Yeah, my
Okay,
mom.
that's what I'm saying.
Upset if I found
My
out.
mom did that to me. Come,
Matt took his hair down, or Josh took his hair down, and put it
Deceitful.
in the bag too.
no, my mom. What my mom used to do to me when I was in middle school, she'd sit there. I'm gonna throw a string in because it's supposed to help your hair grow. I didn't know.
So my thing is, okay, so how is it deceitful for a dude to do it, but a woman
Cause
is
y'all know that's not our hair.
don't that sound kind of contradictory to me.
No, it doesn't. If my hair is 30 inches to my waist,
Y'all
you
walk
know
around
that's
with a
not my
horse
hair.
tail in y'all head all day long, and then y'all be like,
You know that's not my hair.
Now,
As a man, you're supposed to have this hair on your head.
now listen.
You're
No.
supposed to have
Now,
full
if
head
the,
of
hold,
hair.
hold, whoa.
not
whoa.
if his genes
Well,
say
now,
different.
If the genetics say
saying-
he balds,
Go bald then. Don't.
you
put
said you
hair
don't
on your
like
head.
bald heads.
I don't.
So if
Well,
the
it depends on the
so
guy.
so Josh,
It
if you
depends on
genetically,
the
if
The
you start
hair
losing your hair, brother,
determines if a woman's gonna be interested.
No, I said it depends on the guy whether he looks good bald or not.
what if he just you can't control what your hair shape look like. Now what if
I
he
can
kept
control whether I'm attracted to you or not.
Oh my goodness.
So if his hair look like
So if a dude came up to you and y'all was on like having a conversation and he asked you, so your hair, is that all yours? Do you got a right to be offended?
Do I have a right to be offended?
Yes. Do you have a right to be offended?
I mean,
I guess it depends on the way somebody.
when you
acts,
first
I
meet
think.
me, why is that your business?
Yeah, I
But
said
I'm
it's
pretty
all
sure
about
you know that it's
context,
not
too.
mine.
Yeah, it's all about context. You know, because some people be on.
But if
like,
I see a man with braids, my first question is not, is that yours?
You
or if
could-
I see him with a fade, my first question is not, is that yours?
but if you see him taking it down,
But if you
and that
see me with a
weave coming down,
30 inch straight curly wavy hair, I'm pretty sure you know that's not my hair.
Okay, so what about your face then? Like, what if
Josh is so obsessed with this.
what if you what if you got a whole layer of makeup on? That's not your face.
You know that's not.
Now I would say this. Can I say this? I'm not against that. There's certain scenes that you need to wear that. You know what I'm saying? Like there's people who wear makeup just to on camera to hide the blemishes for the camera. You know what I mean? Makeup is necessary a lot of times. You know what I mean? So I ain't tripping. You know what I mean? It is what it is when it come to that. But as far as the toupee talk, the guy with the glue hair with the fades, right? You know, I've seen these things that look crazy where they glue the head, then cut it down, line it up.
Nobody thinks that, oh, is that your hair?
Right. Now, if you found out that this cat was getting that done, how you feeling? Both of y'all.
But he's providing everything else.
No, I wasn't even going in that direction. I wasn't even going there. I'm just saying, like.
But let's just say he is. He's providing everything else. He's paying all the bills.
I would think before he start doing that, you know he's doing that already. You gotta know that before you even get to that point, right?
I would hope, but I don't know. You should be ashamed.
I can't put a pass by anybody.
If you're getting that done as a man. You need to take that to the grave.
Really?
She said ashamed.
So why should a woman not take it to the grave?
Because you know it's not my hair.
No. So why should a woman not take it to the grave?
Because you know it's not my hair.
So why should a woman not just accept the fact of being bald headed? If she's
because men don't accept the fact of her being bald headed.
Can I bring some reasoning here? Now listen.
You gonna accept the fact that your wife bald headed?
What are you talking about?
I mean, Josh said, why can't you accept the fact that you bald headed?
I mean, look, the Wakanda Forever girls was out there bald headed.
No, answer the question, Josh. Are you going to accept the fact of your wife being bald headed, or would you rather her put that weave in? Answer that question.
And sometimes, just because a woman has a weave doesn't mean she doesn't have hair.
Okay then, so why put the weave in your hair?
Because it's easier maintenance.
So you lazy.
Oh.
Wow.
Okay, now listen. Let me go ahead and come in and say this right quick.
Here come Captain Saver.
Let me see you deal with hair every single day.
I did.
It's not my life.
I'm not talking to you.
Oh, now listen. I understand. I know what it's like to have maintenance of hair sucks. I'm not gonna lie. I had to spend at least, when I had long hair, 3 hours it'd take, because I had to wash it, condition it, then blow dry it, make sure it's dry. That junk suck when you think you done dried your hair and then you find a wet patch. Like, oh man, like, you know, that junk suck. Then you gotta get it braided too. That actually probably can take, honestly, depending on, it could take half your day.
So at the end of the day, that's a choice.
That's
a choice because you could have got a low cut.
But the thing,
you didn't need to have long hair to get braided.
You see this, right? You see this, right?
Low cut.
Cool. Now, the thing is, I don't know what to say about the guys who get that done. I don't know what to say about that because
I don't know what to say.
No, but you got everything to say about a woman that gets weave.
No, I didn't say that.
I got something to say about that
all of a sudden,
because you make a standard about it.
What to say?
Now, I didn't say anything about a woman. If you want to do what you do, my thing is do what you do. Don't say nothing about what I do if you're doing what you do. That's the whole point. You know what I'm saying? Now, the thing is, I'm not. Nah, this the thing.
If you get a weave, we can't both be getting
Listen. I never said I'm. What if I told you if I'm losing hair, I'm just shaving bald. Point blank. Period. It's what it is. You know what I'm saying? I'm not that attached to it. If someone got something to say about my hair shape, screw you. You know what I mean? It's just that simple.
That's you.
You know what I mean? But I'm not about to get nothing glued to my dome.
But you just said that a bald-headed dude is not somebody that you would be attracted to.
It depends on the guy.
Everybody got
This sounds like some pop the balloon stuff.
No, everybody got what they attracted to and all that good stuff. They do, you know what I mean? But
yeah, his shoes untied.
All I can say is this: if I'm balding, I'm going to the razor in the oil and boom boom, we going bald with it. That's it. I can't see myself, you know what I mean, putting the glue, getting it cut down and all. I can't do that, you know, because for one, I think it is like I can't even do activities like that because once I start sweating, it's over. If I go hoop, my stuff peeling back, then what? You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Then what? I mean, I can't even, you know what I'm saying? So I might as well just keep it real and be like, look, man, I'm here. You know what I'm saying? Like, it is what it is.
Right.
It is what it is, right?
Ain't nobody trying to sport the George Jefferson.
You know, it is what it is. If I don't got no hair, I don't got no hair. You know what I'm saying? You gotta be comfortable in your own skin. I tell it to anybody.
So y'all have no opinions on guys that get that?
No,
I don't know what to say.
I say this: you should be comfortable in your own skin because the reason why they doing that is for a girl.
It's not for their own self.
No, they doing it for a female. 100%.
Listen,
if
Michael
you ask
Jordan,
any of them dudes,
Michael Jordan, Shaquille O'Neal, dudes like that, they made it cool to be bald headed. So dudes is.
Fredro Starr said Onyx made it cool to be bald headed.
Well, we all know that that's not the reason.
Onyx.
We all know that that's not.
So DMX ain't got nothing to do with this.
DMX can have something to do with. Pac can have something to do with.
I would say Pac probably.
Not Onyx. Onyx, no. Onyx, no. Don't nobody think about Onyx when they think about bald headed cats. They think about 5 other dudes before they think about anybody from Onyx.
T-Mac had a bald head in high school.
Yeah, but his junk grew out, so we forgot all about that.
You know what I'm saying? He wore
Vince
that.
Carter had a bald head.
You know what I mean? So the
Vince
baldy,
Carter had a bald
nothing
head.
wrong with the baldy.
Stone Cold Steve Austin, bald headed.
Well, white dudes, they get away with bald heads easy. I think white dudes get away with bald heads more easier than white dudes. I mean black dudes, personally.
Okay, All Man Johnson.
Ahmed Johnson.
He was bald headed.
Yeah, but you know, nobody looked at Ahmed Johnson. I'm gonna look like Ahmed Johnson. You know what I mean? Like, but anyway, like
Terrell Davis, running back.
He had helmets on, Josh.
Terrell Owens was bald headed.
Who said they want like Terrell Owens?
Barry Bonds was bald headed.
You know what I'm saying? Like
at one point in time.
You know what I mean? So, all right. So look,
there's too many other examples that are more popular than Onyx.
So
that's the whole point that I'm making.
So the thing is this, right? So, Lucia, if you knew, let me ask you a question. Right. You met a guy. You found him attractive. He do everything you want, all that stuff, and you found out he was getting hair glued to his head lined up. Will that one thing deter you away from somebody who matched all your qualifications?
I mean, did it turn out nice?
No, but if he kept doing that, you found out that he was gluing his dome piece.
Imagine he'd be like, "Oh, I gotta go to the."
I mean, my thing is this. I mean, as long as it look good, because it be.
So when you argue, are you gonna bring this up?
Well, some of these barbers are cold now. So some of these barbers can make it look like this.
When you argue, when words is flying,
that's why your hair peeling.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying. Make sure you put enough glue on that before you say something to me.
Shit right off, like. What you say?
Now the thing is, what can he say back to you? Because that would be the thing.
You can't snatch my hair out my head.
All right, you think y'all ain't got no weave on?
My only thing is this: if I'm all about being comfortable in your own skin,
weave, so.
Listen. The message
do
to
that
anybody,
apply to females.
Message to anybody watching.
Do
this.
that apply to females.
Listen to this. No, hold on. Let me say this.
Let me ask you that.
I'm about
you
to get
this. Attack my hair if you want, but guess what? Did you like me when I had it?
Can I do this universal? Can I do this universal for all sexes, races, and all that?
And let's do it. Remember what you say when I be like, when I get my braids or my.
You change your hairstyle all the time. I don't say nothing.
And I be like,
you do whatever you want to do. You know what I'm saying? She changed her stuff like creative player. I say nothing. She switching it up like a creative player, straight to the just experiment.
It only lasts for about 3 weeks.
I say nothing.
Maybe
I say nothing.
2 weeks.
Is what it is. You know what I mean? So don't ever say nothing to me about that.
What's the average lifespan of a female hairstyle?
Depends on the hairstyle.
All right, so
that's why I asked for average.
My message to the people. Let me say this to the people: be comfortable in your own skin. If you losing hair, fam, you good. You can work out, lift weights, do all that stuff. You can do other stuff. You can have your beard on point, all that. You know what I'm saying? Make sure I got a bald head. You know what I'm saying? Okay, cool. Let me make sure my stuff clean. Let me make sure the sun, when it gleam on it, is on point. Make sure the beard on point. I'm in shape, all that. I'm good. I just ain't got no hair. No big deal. Ladies. You know what I mean? It's all good. You don't gotta get no surgeries. You know what I'm saying? Just maximize yourself. That's it. You know what I mean? That's all you gotta do. I'm not
doing what?
Taking care of yourself. I think everybody should take care of themselves.
Yeah.
Everybody.
Okay.
Everybody. So I don't want to.
But does taking care of yourself also include putting on something that's not yours?
I'm not. Listen, the whole hair thing.
No, this is beyond hair. When you talk about females, it's beyond hair.
Like what? You talking about surgeries?
Oh no. Well, that can be included in it too. But it's like it's like hair, makeup, heels, nails.
What's wrong with heels?
No, it's giving the
Heels
persona.
is fire.
No, but what I'm saying is giving the persona that you taller than what you really are.
No, heels show the legs, fam.
It do show the legs.
I'm a leg guy, so I prefer heels.
It do show the legs, but it also makes you look taller than what you really are.
I don't think
Not
it's
trying to fool anybody.
I don't think it's for the height. I will say this. I'm gonna cut the ladies. I don't think they try to show the height. I think they're trying to show the
We're
arch.
not trying to make ourselves.
I think they're trying to show the arch in the feet and them legs. That's why I'm the leg guy.
Is that what it's for? Because you one of the ladies
Heels?
that we got on the show that's not sleep.
Heels make almost every single outfit look better.
Do they?
Yes.
You right. I don't like flats. I'm not a fan of flats. I don't like flats. Do you like flats, Josh?
I don't even know how you could sit there and argue that.
No. I'm
Heels
thinking
make almost every single outfit look better.
There's some heel shoes I just don't like.
I mean, yes, you have to get the shoes
There's
right,
certain
but
shoes that
It depends on the shoe.
Heels in general, they
because
upgrade.
I don't
almost
know.
Every
If
single
you wearing
outfit.
one of them heels that got one of those fluffy bow tie things on it versus a flat that don't got that joint, I'd rather you sport the flat.
no, I don't like anything with the bow tie. I like there's certain heels I like to see.
It all
You know what I mean?
depends.
But I hate flats with a passion. You know what I'm saying? But who am I? I'm not wearing them. I'm just saying I cannot stand flats. You know what I mean? I don't like
Why?
seeing flats.
Why?
I hate flats, man.
Why?
It don't show the tone of the legs at all. It's just flats. I like to see. She know I like heels, man.
I'm just asking why.
I'm just not I don't like how flats look. But I mean, if they comfortable, I understand. You know what I'm saying? I just once the flats come on, I'm like,
You think they just gave up?
Is flats more comfortable than heels?
I mean,
It
yeah.
depends on the flat, because flats can be not comfortable.
I don't have no problem with heels at all, Josh. I don't know why you. I like heels. You know what I'm saying? You know,
I don't got a problem with heels. I'm just saying, like for the presentation of you looking like you taller
We're
than
not.
I don't think
trying
it's
to
for
make
that, though.
It's not for that.
I don't think it's for that. I don't think it's for that.
It makes your outfit.
You know what I'm saying? I don't think it's for that
If you
because
wear a dress and you wear flats as opposed to heels, you're 100% gonna enhance your appearance when you put.
I done heard women say out their own mouth, "Oh yeah, my legs about to pop in these." I done heard them say,
Right,
you know what I'm saying?
yeah, I know. I know what you're saying. I know exactly.
I'm about
what
to
you're
kill
saying.
them with this.
Yeah, heels.
So you want your person to just look basic?
It's not about looking
No
basic.
upgrade in appearance.
My man's
at all.
just said be comfortable in your own skin.
Yeah, be
that
comfortable in
implies being comfortable with your own height.
Yeah,
being
for real.
comfortable with what your hands look like. Being comfortable with what your hair looks like.
These are all enhances.
When you-
it's not to say that you don't like.
So
yourself.
why should you hate a man?
Okay, so-
that is
said I hate you.
enhancing his look by getting some glue and some hair put on his bald
Because
head.
you're just trying to be deceitful.
let me bust some logic on this.
That's deceitful.
Would you say cologne is an enhancement?
Yeah, but wouldn't you say for dudes that lost hair to have hair is an enhancement on their look?
What you mean? The surgical thing?
The dudes that get the glue down.
Yeah, that's crazy. But
But is that not an enhancement?
that is. I don't like it.
It is
though.
an enhancement.
I prefer
That's deceiving.
if you do
It's an enhancement.
No, it's not.
How does one thing work for you
like
and not?
I don't the whole hair thing. I can't do the.
Dudes can't win. That's just pretty much what it boils
My
down
thing
to.
is this.
Dudes can't win. We got too many examples. Dudes can be providers. They can have all the money in the world. They can have the right house. They can have the right car. They can have the right job. They can have the right body shape type. And they can even have the right fashion.
Now let me say this.
Females is gonna find something to pick on it and be like, nah, you ain't it.
Now let me say this though. If you a dude and you with somebody like that, shouldn't you hold accountability for yourself? If this person don't accept you,
I mean, look, if I'm a dude like that, I'm not even trying to go down the road
know what I'm
of
saying?
trying to find
You
one
just
of
gotta.
these
You be
girls
like,
that's-
look, man. Like if somebody
stupid.
don't rock with you like that, it's like, man, I'm not about to.
Well, how
around.
many females do?
Huh?
How many females do really rock with a dude because of what they is when you hit that status.
I'm gonna say this.
When you hit that status,
I think the internet kind of messed a lot of. You know how the news is,
right?
How they bloviate stuff. I think the internet does that because it is some good women out here now.
Right? No, that's why I said when you get to that status.
I'm saying
when you get to that status, because when
can't
you
be
on
vain
an everyday level, when you on an everyday level, you ain't got, you know.
Yeah, but you can't be vain either though, because these dudes be thinking with the tip. You already know that. You know that.
And nowadays women be thinking with that too.
So you gotta be more. You seen what Shannon Sharpe going through because he thinking with the wrong joint. Him and Bill Belichick, you know what I'm saying?
But the girls thinking that way too.
Right, but you gotta still be if you gotta be you gotta have some
look,
you gotta have
believe,
some sort of discipline here.
Listen,
you know what I mean? Like
I believe in holding all sides accountable.
That's what I'm saying.
When you become an adult, you becoming accountable for your actions. Whether or not you the younger person in the party or not, you are an adult.
When you know what's up. When you in that when you in that position, you know people that's coming across for the most part. I'm gonna say 90% of these people only want to be around you, guys and females, due to what you got. So you gotta have the stomach enough to be like, nah, I'm not dealing with that. You know what I'm saying? But you gotta understand is you it's gonna be kind of a lonely feeling.
Right.
So if don't pay for company. That's it. So a lot of this stuff I blame them on. You know what I mean? To be honest, you know most of these females that come around is using you. If you still decide to deal with that, I gotta look at you. That's you. That's your fault. You know what I mean? You can't blame them because you got the option to choose otherwise.
Listen, look, it's always a two-way street.
You got the option to choose otherwise.
Just like the females got an option to choose not to be scandalous, the dudes got an option to choose not to fall for the trap. It's always gonna be a two-way street. It's never gonna be one way. Now you can say that with him being older, he should have known a whole lot better.
Bro, he 57. There ain't no excuse.
He should have known a whole lot better.
He was in the league,
but
this dude been around the block.
But does that mean that she does not take accountability for messing with a 56-year-old?
I'm not saying that, but he. At the end of the day, Shannon, come on, dog. He can't be nowhere near excluded. What are you doing?
Well, yeah, I mean, but
what are you doing?
But look,
there's no way she should have a mental capacity.
But this is the game.
She shouldn't be able to trick you.
But this is
she should not be able to trick you.
This has been the game for a long time.
You think so he can be that dumb then?
Absolutely.
Like, bro, like, come on, dog. Your daughters is older than her.
Listen, look. We've had many of other examples of.
Why would you allow this little 19-year-old girl to trick you, dog?
We've had so many other examples of.
Why would you look what he lost so far?
Similar to
all
this.
them endorsements you lost. All
similar to this.
Who's more in the wrong, the 19-year-old girl or the 56-year-old?
My
man?
point is they both out of pocket, but Shannon Sharpe knows better than this. You 57, you been around, you be on this, you be giving advice and all. You're not taking your own advice. That's the whole point.
I don't even think he's giving advice for not doing that. But I'm gonna just say this.
I can't cut him no bill.
For the older person is always gonna get looked at worse because you've been around longer and you've seen these stories play out.
You've been around more women than most. You should already know what's up already. There is no excuse.
But
there's no excuse.
All I'm saying is I'm not letting her off the hook neither.
No,
like she knows what she's doing too. She's old enough to know.
Would you say this? You know, it's like this. When we go somewhere, I'm not going there because the number crazy cats over there. Why would I do that? You know what I'm saying? Why would you even put yourself in that situation knowing good well how they cut? Why? Why would you do that? You know, I don't expect nothing less from them.
Right.
I don't. So it's like, okay, if we go out of town, don't go to that neighborhood right there because it's nothing but bad stuff. Why would you do that anyway? That's like sitting there driving a Tesla through a bad neighborhood. Why would you do that and then be surprised by the results?
Right.
You sitting there messing with some 19-year-old girl. No one, fam, she don't want you. You know what I'm saying? She wants your money.
Right.
You know this already. There's
scandalous.
no excuse for this.
She's scandalous.
There's no excuse. We know she's scandalous. That's what she's gonna. Why would you even go over in that direction knowing that?
Right.
That's what's to be expected.
Right.
Know what I'm saying?
He's like
no excuse.
He's that like rich dude type where I want my woman looking young and all other stuff.
No excuse because there's a lot of grown women that look young. You can find you nice, grown, 40-year-old women that look young, even 50. Your age, it's not. At some point, date your age, dog.
Right. Yeah,
At some point,
I'm not saying that you're wrong.
you 50. There's nothing you need. There's nothing. There's no excuse to be messing with a 19-year-old, dog. There's no excuse.
I'm with you on that.
Him and Bill Belichick, both of them.
I'm with you on that.
Both of them.
Bill Belichick is older than Shannon Sharpe, and he's out here messing with 24-year-old. She over here saying we ain't talking about that in the interview.
What would you have said if you were the interviewer, Josh?
If I was the interviewer,
yes.
First of all, I wouldn't have been looking at her like she's running this. I'll be like, oh, okay. So let me ask you then. What is it that you like so much about Bill Belichick?
Man, listen. There's no way she would have said nothing at all. First of all, because didn't UNC say that they feel like, there's a report saying they feel like this might be a problem here.
Oh, yes, I know. Because it's not a good look. Why is it not a good look? Because it's not natural. It's not natural. It's not natural, and it's something now being that it's happened before. We can't sit here and say that this is not something that's ever happened before.
Well,
but the fact that it's being broadcasted for people to take pictures and videos and interviews with, that's what makes it worse.
This looks terrible on all angles. You have to go recruit kids.
Well, yes. And then you got moms. You got to talk to moms and be like,
yeah, like, so are you the one going to recruit?
But then again, you got to, once again, the downfall of society. Is mothers more concerned about their kids getting paid, making it to the NFL? Or is they more concerned about their kids?
You always gonna have those. That's not, you know what I mean? But the optics is crazy though.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like there's nothing, Bill Belichick, I'm not saying any day now, but any day now. Anything can happen.
So do you think that she gonna cheat on him with some of the players on the squad?
What do you think, Josh? No, let me ask you this.
Do you think that she gonna cheat on him with some of the players on the squad?
Josh, what do you think? She's probably already got somebody she probably dealing with.
I mean, look.
What are you serious? Like, let's keep this thing a bean.
I'm serious.
Let's keep it a bean.
I wouldn't be surprised at all.
Dog,
I wouldn't be surprised at all.
They probably don't even be intimate that much.
I don't know, man. There's so many different medical stuff.
I don't care about
now.
that, bro. Look, at the end of the day, it's like this. You know how guys be saying, "Oh, I want you to look like this, this, and the third." Man, you 70-something, dog. You don't look good to no young chick. You don't look good to no young chick with the clothes
money
off.
will make them.
You don't look good to no young female with the clothes off.
They
that
only think about the money.
You know what I'm saying?
They only thinking about the money.
So you selling your soul.
They only think about
So you selling your soul.
That's why I'm saying women should be held accountable too.
You know what I mean?
Women should be held accountable too. Women should be held accountable. This has never been a one-way street. Women should be held accountable too.
I'm not saying that they shouldn't, but if you a guy like Bill Belichick, how many Super Bowls? 6?
He got 6.
You've been around, you around nothing but women. You've been around solid cats, scandalous cats, okay? You've been around all types of different, you know what's up. You willing to allow yourself to be taken advantage of because of how she looked? How smart is that?
I don't know. I don't know what it's like to be that old.
How smart is that? That's not wise.
Like to be that old, but all I know is that it's a crazy look. To be with somebody that looks like she's young enough to be your granddaughter.
Listen, there's nothing good about this. I can't cut these old G's no slack because you know the thing with old people that bother me? They act like they know everything. You know what I'm saying? But then you do stupid stuff like this. You know what I mean?
Right.
That don't make no. You act like you know everything, but then you do some stupid stuff like this.
Well, look, I ain't gonna downplay the wisdom that comes from age. But
is this wisdom?
No.
This wisdom?
But yeah,
this sound like horny stuff. This isn't wisdom.
I'm not saying that this instance in specific shows wisdom, but there is OGs out there that's keeping it solid that can teach you a lot of stuff about life if you're willing to listen.
That's fine.
It's the young cats that feel like that just because they done lived a couple of years on earth and they experienced a few things that they got answers, and not saying that they haven't learned anything, but to sit here and act like you know more than somebody that's been here twice as long as you, That's funny.
Yeah.
Can you imagine a player going up to Greg Popovich talking about, let me tell you about how to play this game called basketball?
That's a little different from messing with somebody that's
No,
underage.
it's not different. It's not
different.
It's not different because it's the same principles apply.
Messing with somebody, no.
Principles,
Hold on, Josh.
the same principles apply.
The principles playing
the same principles apply. Being a young dude does not mean that the old dudes can't teach you nothing.
This the difference. Playing basketball, going up to Craig Popovich saying this, that, and third will stop you from playing time and possibly get you traded. A guy like Shannon Sharpe messing with a 19-year-old, you lose endorsements and lose the money, and then you get sued. And screw. That's a whole different situation.
That's the worst case scenario.
That's a whole
worst case scenario.
A whole different situation.
That's worst case scenario.
Now, we already
worst case scenario for the young cat going up the pot, talking crazy, getting traded. You might need to go get a different career.
There's a natural situation that happens here when it comes to young and old. You know this. When it comes to fathers and their sons always challenge them at some point.
Of course.
So it is what it is. That's just like kind of nature.
But that don't mean that the son is smarter than the father.
When you in the jungle and the lions, there's always the one son who try to challenge the father. It happens. That's nature.
Yes.
That's literally nature. But when it comes to
nature.
you grooming and you sit there messing with a girl, you 57 years, there's no reason for you to be dealing with you. Dog, there's no
case.
No reason.
I'm not saying that this case. I'm not saying that this case shows wisdom. I'm not saying that. I'm not saying that this case shows wisdom.
You're supposed to be because you're like, what's the legal age limit? Okay, so okay, so she's 19, so I can't get in trouble. You already, whenever you start looking up the law, you know it's a problem. Like
right.
You know that's a problem.
But you know who else?
Look into the law.
You know who else is accountable for that?
Hugh Hefner.
You know who else is accountable for that?
Who?
The female that allowed herself to be caught by that. The female that allowed herself to be caught by that or to go look for that.
Listen, I'm not telling you out of pocket, right? But it's like this: if you got a nice crib chilling and the burglar come to your doorstep, you didn't ask for the burglar to come here. It's your job to stop the burglar. You know what I'm saying? So if some young female coming to you and you 57 years old, like, hey, you know what I mean? He's showing interest, man, shut that down. You don't need to deal with that.
Right, you're right. But now let's also pull this problem from the roots.
What?
Why is the young girl going to him?
That's not his problem. Cut it off. You know what I mean? And move on. That's not my problem.
But you got to look at this from both sides. You got to
avoid it.
This is not a one-side issue. It's a two-sided issue. Old dudes do not need to be messing with young girls that's old enough to be their granddaughters, and 19 and whatever older year-old girls should not be trying to mess with some dude that's old enough to be their grandfather.
That's facts, but the grandfather always come with the wisdom, right? You should not be letting no 19-year-old trick you out of your position at all. Just because she showed interest in you, it's all kind of obstacles out here.
It's not because of all that. We all know what it is. He find her as fine, she looked good, and the fact that he was able to dangle a few dollars, he was able to get her.
Listen, I get what you're saying. There's a lot of messed up stuff that be happening, but you can't save everybody. It is what it is. So all you could do is tell them, if you keep going down this path, you're gonna run into a situation that's a problem that you can't get out of. And if you don't want to listen, that's on you.
Right.
But if some young chick showing interest in you, okay, cool, whatever. But move on.
The ones who's messing up their life worse is the young girl. Because the young girl, she's wasting her young years going after an old dude. And however long that lasts, when that's over with and it's time for her to find somebody else, she's no longer going to fit the young category that the next old dude's going to want to go after.
You live and learn. If people are already putting you on game, you don't want to listen. That's your fault.
That's why I said it's a two-way street.
That's fine, but it's the one who got a bunch to lose. You know better than this.
He don't got a bunch to lose. You want to know why? Because he already views himself as being old. He don't got that much time left, and he trying to maximize his years. So if he gets into any trouble, he's not looking at it at the same because he already done lived it up.
So all the stuff.
Not saying that it's right.
So all the stuff you've been doing, working all that hard work you've been doing, still grinding at the age you is now, you want to throw it away for that?
Listen,
because you feel like you don't got no time left?
Listen, at the end of the day, if we was to take away personal lives, can't nobody take away what Bill Belichick has done as a coach.
No.
Even if he does turn out to be a scumbag, a dirtbag in his personal life, can't nobody take away the fact that this dude was cold at being a coach.
Yeah, but I'm not saying that. But guess what? Right now, at the moment, he's not being sued and he's not losing endorsements.
No.
For assault.
But you know what else? The university knew about this relationship before they said you're hired.
Right.
So the university could have said, we don't want to go down this rabbit hole. I'm pretty sure the university has smart people there. This is the University of North Carolina, one of the biggest schools in the United States of America.
Right.
So this is a university that has people that's capable of putting two and two together to make four.
They should be able to do that.
No, they knew. They knew exactly.
But now they got issues with what's going on now.
Too late. He's already representing. You know what
they was thinking
company.
about? They was thinking about money. They was thinking about who can come. So I mean, this is a bad situation all the way around. There's nobody looks good in this situation. This is absolutely terrible. This is disgusting. I don't care how you want to slice this. The girl is out of pocket, absolutely.
Yes.
But Shannon Sharpe, brother, you worked all these years to get where you at. You even said you're making the most you ever made. You did all this grinding day after day, night after night, year after year.
But he also was the one that said,
white woman.
But
it's a little young white girl.
But listen, he also was the one that said he rather date women inside his pay grade.
What does that mean? That could mean anything.
That could mean.
I heard him say, "I want to date my wage."
Yeah, so
that sounds like you want to date a gold digger. So that's not wise.
If he,
no, that's what that means.
Every woman that makes a good amount of money is not a gold.
No, I'm not saying that. He said he want to date his wage.
Right.
When he said he want to date his wage, he want to date certain type of women, which means he have to.
So he's not saying he want to date a woman that
he feels like
makes around the same amount of money as he does.
When he say he want to date his wage, he want to date a certain type of female. What they look a certain way.
What that means is they looks.
Because dating my wage, you know, usually if you really put that in perspective, dating my wage, a woman that makes what Shannon Sharpe makes, or whatever the case, if they grinding all the time. So if they grinding all the time, they don't have time to be on Instagram posing up and doing all that stuff. They getting it in. You know what I'm saying?
So pretty much everything has been broken down to class, right? So when you see a female that's, let's just say, in your mind, she looks like a dime piece. Like she looks like the model that you flip open the magazines with.
That's what you talking about wage.
When you see those type of women, you be like, oh, it would make sense for them to be with a certain type of dude. And that's what.
Yeah, but with that statement doesn't make any sense when I look at her.
Have we seen what she looks like?
Yeah. You know,
I haven't seen what she looks like. I haven't seen.
She said $25K per cheek, but no cheeks. So that makes no sense. She's built. She has no curves. So you paying all this money for?
Well, I mean,
listen,
look,
dog. I'm sorry, man.
Once again,
this is ridiculous. I try to make sense of these things.
It's only relative.
I try to make sense
to
of this.
what he views.
It makes
as
no
beauty.
sense. Some stick figure. You know what I mean? You losing. I gotta make this black and white. You losing all that years of work for a stick figure 19-year-old who's built like a teen.
I mean,
that makes absolutely no sense. Then she hit you with the $25K per cheek. Are you kidding me?
Right, yeah.
$25K for a cheek. So 50,000 for, man, if you don't get off my phone.
Right. But then
if you don't get off my phone.
But then you got dudes
get
that
off
say,
my phone.
But then you got dudes that say it ain't tricking if you got it. So,
bro, I'm not paying $50K for no buns, bro.
Right.
I'm not doing it.
So
Not
I mean,
doing it,
look,
man. I don't care, man.
that's the way I feel about it.
I don't care.
But for him, he obviously feels a different kind of way. He obviously feels a different kind of way. He
Listen.
obviously feels like he got 50,000 to spare.
I'm going 5 fingers for I fake 50 for the K dog. 50K dog. 50K?
He obviously got 50,000 that he can just.
Sparing 50K?
He obviously got it. He obviously got it.
That made me lightheaded just reading that, like 50K.
He obviously got it. You got to remember this dude don't think on everyday dude.
A year salary for 10 minutes?
This dude don't think on the everyday dude's mindset. He thinks on a millionaire mindset.
50K is a lot. Even most millionaires is cheap, Josh. 50K?
I'm not saying that you're wrong here, but when you bringing in millions, and if you can do one interview, like they say that Cat Williams interview grossed him the most money for that club Shay Shay.
Yeah.
So I don't know how much money that brought in.
Josh, if you got dough like that, you can you imagine yourself dropping 50 for it?
In my position that I'm currently in,
I said if you had dough like that, would you be willing? If you was a billionaire, would you
I don't
drop
know
50?
what it's like. I don't know what it's like to play with that much money.
So
I don't know what it's like.
So you saying it's a possibility?
Had it like 50K was a drop in a bucket.
With the person that I am and my understanding of money now, I can't see myself dropping 50,000 for nothing. I can't see myself dropping 50,000 for nothing straight. I can't, because to me 50,000 is 50,000. But for billionaires,
is 50,000.
But for some billionaires or some millionaires, 50,000 might be like spending $20.
Whatever. I can't do it, man. I can't do it, man.
Look.
I can't for some action.
Listen, look. I'm not saying that I was spending for some action, but if I was a billionaire or even a millionaire and I had 50,000 to spare, and I'm looking at something that my wife wants for fun, or I'm looking at
I'm not talking about that. I said for the action, dog. I ain't say about that. You know what I mean? Now, if it's for my wife, whatever. I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about literally for the action.
Listen,
somebody coming to you talking about it costs 50K for me.
Listen.
You gonna be like, oh,
first
okay.
of all, my perspective on that, there ain't nothing that you got that these other females ain't walking around with. Y'all all got the same tools. Y'all all got the same tools. What makes yours worth more than the average?
That's the point I'm asking. If it's different if I'm getting the crib or you want a whip or whatever the case is. You know what I'm saying? But for the 50K for the no, dog, no. Listen, get off my line.
Look, I don't
immediately ASAP.
I don't know what his motivation was, but I do know dudes get in relationships for the hope of being able to advance something further.
I've heard of situations
for financials.
Now I've heard of situations where some of these cats, they put a female on some sort of a salary, or they pay them, and they gotta be stuff that's happening anytime I call. You gotta be, you know what I mean? I've heard of those things.
Yeah,
but one time. No, we ain't doing that. Ain't no way.
Look.
There ain't no way.
Look. People get into relationships for different reasons, right? Like not every relationship is based on love. Okay? Some relationships is based on, I'm getting with you because if I get in with you, then that means that I can get in with these people over here who happen to be your family, your peoples. And if they know that I'm with you, then they gonna let me in this realm over here that I couldn't get in before.
And a lot of times people know that. For instance, if you say for instance some of these older cats, they get one of these girls that come in. They just want to be in that circle. Okay, cool. A lot of times they got other girls they deal with anyway. So it's like, whatever. You know what I'm saying? It's no big deal. You know what I mean? But if you go in there, you can't go in there. Listen, man. you gotta know already that this don't make any sense.
Nothing about it makes sense.
You gotta know. So
Nothing
you gotta
about
know
it makes sense.
This girl, she being with Bill Belichick, she walked into a different lifestyle off top. She's interacting with different people off top. All that type of stuff. You know what I'm saying? It is what it is.
That depends on what lifestyle she came from. Because if she's a rich girl coming from rich habits, then what can Bill Belichick?
Why won't you get with some younger rich guy then?
That's my question.
So that's
my question.
Don't make sense all the way, because it's like, well, there's still younger guys that's paid like that. You know what I'm saying? That can.
She probably got a life insurance policy on this dude, and she got her name on that joint, and she want the benefits if this dude kicked the bucket.
That's what I'm saying. At this point, it's one of these things where it's like.
And she probably got another boyfriend on the side.
Well, I already know that.
Who Bill Belichick might know about.
They got different lifestyles over there, man.
I mean, rich people.
Sometimes they pay people to watch. Sometimes they pay people to come do what you do and I watch. Sometimes they do that
because they weird.
They do that now.
That's why I'm saying. If the last year or so hasn't taught us anything, rich people, like filthy rich people, they move crazy. Okay, Diddy allegations alone has shown us that rich folks, they move the way they do things and why they do things, all kind of head scratches.
Listen, I can't watch nobody get it in with my wife, man.
Yeah, you got the one dude. What's his name?
I can't do that, man.
The one dude that allows his
wife. A lot of them do that.
So I mean, I'm just saying.
A lot of them do that.
Like what?
Weird stuff, man.
So why can't if this doesn't make sense, why should it?
So you think it's a situation that maybe possibly,
I'm not saying that it is.
Allegedly, it's possible that he knows she probably got some young cat she deal with, whatever the case is.
I wouldn't doubt that. Because like you said, he's how old? How old is Bill Belichick?
Like 75. He in the 70s. Once you hit 70, does it matter?
Listen,
he's 70, brother.
Listen,
it is what it is.
Look, he's old enough to know. I'm pretty sure while he drawing up plays, while he looking at tape, and he looking like, I don't know why she chose me. Look at this kid. This kid can do this. He can do that. All of that. I'm pretty sure the whole nine runs across his mind. Mm-hmm. He's had to think about all of this stuff. That's why I said he's probably looking at it because he probably done buried some friends. He's probably done buried some people that he respected. And he's probably like, oh, well, maybe my time's coming up next. Let's go out on top.
Okay.
I mean, I don't think that's far-fetched to think, personally, that dudes would like to, not just dude, females too, people in general, when they know that they ain't got much time left.
I get it. I hear what you're saying, but to go out getting taken advantage of is crazy.
You can't take your money with you. Even if you think you take your money with you, if you set it up to where you bury your money with you, the folks that know that you buried money with you, once you kick the bucket, they taking the money out.
No, I'm not saying
burying you.
I'm not saying that. I'm just saying, like, I get it. I get it, but then again, it's like, come on, man.
Listen, I would like to think that he would have a son and a daughter or somebody that he would want to pass this on to.
Now, a lot of times those guys, I'm not saying he don't, but a lot of them be like, no, I'm not doing that. Because they feel like their kids is lazy. I'm not saying he is one of them guys, but
if they are, then I can't say he's wrong or not.
Because they're like, no, you gotta earn it. You're not about to just, we did all this for years, then you just wait until I go for you to be, no, we ain't doing that. You have to earn this. You know what I mean?
Right.
How do you feel about that?
I have no problem with anybody not trying to leave behind riches for somebody that they know is not worthy of it. I have no problem with that. If that's what you know, then don't contribute to the problem. Is pretty much what I'm saying.
Right.
Because to contribute to the problem, you just gonna continue something that's been going on. I mean, look, you don't know what's gonna happen with the things that you've built when you have to leave them behind to somebody else. You don't know what's gonna happen with them. Even if you leave them behind to somebody that you feel like is capable of handling the job, you don't know for sure if he's gonna actually be successful.
Right.
You can't say that for sure.
That's true.
But when you're dead, you have knowledge of nothing. So
no, it's facts. That's facts. Man. Well, I guess that's a precursor to tomorrow. Oh no, Sunday? Yep.
Tomorrow.
Yeah.
Tomorrow. But I mean, it is what it is. I mean, look. When it comes to that whole situation, I'm not in agreement of how neither one of them is moving. When it comes to the men,
yeah,
I'm not in agreement to neither one of them.
Yeah,
at all. But at the same time, I'm not going to sit here and just make it a one-way picture. Now they should know better, yes, but when you got all adults involved in a situation. Listen, man.
I feel you. I mean, this is shouldn't even be fighting this dude, but shouldn't even be waste of time. I don't know what he's doing, man. Like, why are you doing this? But Canelo Alvarez is fighting some dude named Skull. No one knows who this guy is. He won't fight Benavidez. Whatever. Yeah. So I guess we end this there. You know what I'm saying? And then we finish tomorrow.
All right.
So we're going to talk about.
So tomorrow we're going to hit the teams that's been recently eliminated from the NBA playoff picture.
Yeah.
And we can hit on that Shador.
Yeah, we can talk about that because that's crazy.
The Shador stuff.
Yeah, we can talk about that.
Yeah.
We can talk about that. So, yeah, this is a precursor for the next day. So,
yeah.
All right, man. So we going to holler at y'all tomorrow. Or the day after, whatever.
Yeah.
All right. So make sure you like, subscribe, share the content. Yes. Really appreciate it. Peace.